We got Cracker over for the team one, ready to go. Jada joining back in. Huh. Did you do something with your hair, Jaina? You don't quite look like a human female wearing alliance garb, but close enough, right? Close enough. We got Skyron. Oh, the crown. I haven't seen that helmet in a good second here. We got ourselves Federal going to be first up. Purple Paladin. I love that set. That looks good. And we got Kai back in here as a demonology. Love to see it with what looks like it's going to be Raffle Mage. First up and running. He's got himself a bit of combustion, massive damage. Trying to see if he can just kite him around. That combustion is actually doing quite a bit of damage. Into fireballs just to get himself even more output. Fire Blast, Meteor coming down a little bit late though, but does deal himself a bit of damage. Into more shields. Federal is going to have to be very, very careful with the shields, because once they're up, oh, look at Otto get scorched down. This is going to be a lay on hands. He's got himself a bit of that reset. Rafa Mage with our block. Breath to follow, does not get a lot of healing. Buzz get hit with a full stun, no blinks, or just doesn't have a blink. That is cauterized. The man is under pressure. I don't know what you can do. Does himself shields, and it's going to be able to hold a little. Federal takes a lot of damage from those shields, but for Raffle, yeah, there's just not much you can do. Those hammers flying, once he sends them out, there's just not much you can do about it. As he goes in for full regenerate. Who do we have? Is it going to be now next? Is it going to be Leo, Saya, or is it Plush? Let's change it out to Assassination too. I'm actually very interested how that's going to go as well. That's going to be fun. Leah first. Second one out. I was about to say first. Second one out and about. Blind Immune to Federal. Does still have Bubble or Spell Warden. So Leah needs to be very, very careful here. Is going to be potentially lots of damage. Federal taking lots of physical damage from those riders. There are more switches out for Leo. Massive burst. Sounds on the Federal. Does go for the bubble. And this is where Leo can't do much. He's kind of just stuck out in the open. All he can do is bunker down. Tank down, does get hit with the Searing Glare. Gonna miss some of his attacks, but Federal did use a massive cooldown just now. So if Leo can somehow push him over the edge, a couple of good frost strikes, he might just be able to do it. Trying to see if he can get some damage out. Federal backing up out of there, got him some hand of freedom, looking to escape. Doesn't have a forbearance button for a while here, so I don't think he'll be seeing a Blessing of Protection, Spell Warden, or anything like that from him for a second. A little more switch out on Leo, got himself a bit of the Wraith Walk into a little bit of Dawnlight for Federal. Looks like it's all out pressure onto Leo. Having to go for AMS to stop the bleeding, but also Deathpack just to give him some more health to work with. So for Federal, I think the Spell Warden is going to be massive, because Leo got a lot of magic damage here at the ready. But he's going to have to be very, very careful. Maybe if you pre-silence it, I think you might just have to have a go here. You might just have to have a go. Pre-silence and just go. He just doesn't have a lot of health to work with. That's the problem. First aid, trying to give himself a bit of healing. I think sacrifice the ghoul. And got himself full burst here. Blind out of Federal though. With his Shield of Vengeance and Searing Glare, Leo cannot respond to this whatsoever. Unless maybe he's got AMS to maybe live. But yeah, for Leo, that is a lot of damage. But Federal hitting him with a quick blind before a silence goes out. Gives him just that opportunity to get himself a bit of CC while continuing that pressure onto my man Leah. Yeah, so the ability of Franzi is very hard hitting, but it's kind of a haymaker. It is kind of something that you can like get around with. It's something that's very, very expected. You can see it almost from a mile away. So you can counter it. Blitzing the saying for Saya to lower down the effectiveness of the first stun. Federal bopping that spell immunity and try to see if he can punish Saya. Saya does not want to run a bop here or a bubble or anything like that. Or Spell Warden. Try to see if he can just hold his cooldowns and just walk away from Federal. He's got himself lots of recovery there in such a short moment. But now Federal is left with nothing. So for Saya, as long as he can find himself a good situation, good opportunity, he'll be golden. Try not to see if he can get himself juked out by the blind. By Federal is going to be stunned. Stun reversal by Saya. Does blow trigger for it. And Federal probably going to go down here. Saya doesn't have taken it. I think he knew he needed to trinket there, right? I'm pretty sure he was like, yeah, I definitely need to. Demo Warlock going to be up next with Saya. Going for Blitzing and Saint to make that stun not last nearly as long. Fear spam onto Saya. Does go for the bubble. Kai just needs to live. All Kai needs to do right now is live, get himself a proper full Tyrant go, and Saya might actually be a little bit of trouble. Wake of Ashes could potentially stun all those pets. Does go for a full Tyrant. If you can line it up and stun all those pets, you'll be golden. Axe toss from one of the pets. Kai just barraging it from a distance. Saya backing up out of there completely. All those pets still are on the chase. You got yourself a Shield of Vengeance blinder to some of those pets to at least prevent some of the damage. But Kai is playing the demonic playstyle, the Soul Harvester. So that additional demon damage the demon within does do additional damage, like a decent bit of additional damage. So the Demonology Warlock does not have to rely on the pet solely. Lay on Hands for Saya does turn things around. Spell Warden still available. Kai in a bit of a weird spot does go for a stun, lands it. Feared to follow on to Saya, got him some more Dreadsuckers, does not have the time for a while, but it does go for a Warlock Hellstone. And actually we can finally see the new Warlock Hellstones, the Redstones. We can see them, and the fact that it's going on cooldown, so we know they're up every minute. Saya might be under a lot of trouble. Does he Spell Warden? Does he bomb this? I think he might just die here. He got himself Blessing of Sake for the Axos, which is excellent. Blessing of Protection. He's not immune to magic damage. Mortal for his second fear does get close to it, but that Fenlord could be the end of you. That Fenlord barraging could be the end of you. Oh, how do you live this? Oh, you don't live it with Kai taking him out. That is a tough one, because even if you Spell Warden, the physical damage from the Demon Doggos, the Charhound, and the Felguard would be a lot of damage either way. Now trying to see if you can take out Shirano Kai very, very quickly here. Does have enough damage, I think. There's going to be a Trinket to break out of the Axels. Got super, super low with the Altar. Does put him in a decent spot. Does go for the Blink here with a stun out of a stun. Was that a Trinket? I think it was a Trinket. But at least he's able to get away from Skyron for a second. They're dropping down meteors on the guy. Trying to see if he can maybe get those shields to give himself a bit of that survivability. Shield events out for Skyron. Now is kind of just out in the open with his health bar exposed. Does get himself a shield last second. That shield, if anything, at least helps you. It actually reverses a lot of damage back to Skyron. Skyron needs to be very, very careful with that shield, man. It is a lot of damage. And this out for now just to reduce the damage it's taken during the cauterize, but he needs to sit down for food. Skyron needs to be very careful, man. The Reflective Fire Mages is wildly good. He's gonna go for full combust. Massive damage. Oh, that collapses together. Skyron with a full on Emotes. No, he doesn't know. Now taking him out very quickly. Oh my goodness, that was so good. That was so good. Now he needs to get himself some cooldowns though. He needs to get that cooldown reduction. Jay and the Frosty Mages are looking to lock him down. Now it does have a block, so in case you really need something, you might be okay. Does go for Air Frost. It was a block. He had to do it. Otherwise, he's just going to be over. With Jaina recovering a lot of health very, very quickly. Is he also playing? Yeah, every mage is playing the short shield. It's a Giga shield, but it doesn't last long at all. So your health bar takes a lot of damage. Try to see if you can do the reversal shield back at Jaina though. It actually was doing a pretty decent bit, but Jaina with their own shielding does help him out a little bit. Their shield is more of a anti-melee shield. It doesn't just see a bit of damage when it pops. So if you can deplete that full Frostmage shield when it pops, I think it does like, it freezes or slows enemies around you and does like a bunch of frost damage. So if you can get it next to now, when the shield is up, you might be in a good spot. Or just start spell stealing his shield. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Let's try to spell steal each other's shield, just try to prevent any of that reflect damage. Now it does make an escape out of it. He's got combustion. He probably has a shield here. He technically has a lot of damage here potential. With a full meteor, trying to see if he collapses down onto Jaina. Does not get to. Does blink back in with a couple Pyroblasts back to back. Jaina looking to lock him down with a stun. Ray of Frost does get disrupted. Steel does go for a stun. Trying to see if he can burst him down. Breath last second. Phoenix Flame. Jaina Steel. Oh, I was thinking maybe Mastery Burn was going to take him, but the block prevented it. Though narrowly survives it. Oh my goodness. These dudes are a lot more fast-paced, especially with these mages, man. It's a lot of snap-second decision-making now. Cheap shot by Plush. Try to see if we can take down Jaina. Just a couple of bleeds and he should be able to do it. Yep. Being assassination, that bleed damage will eventually execute the target when they're low enough on health. Like when they drop to 10%. So all he needed, a couple of bleeds, walk away, not engage, not get too much damage out. And he's going up versus Krager up next. Krager with a bit of defensive stance. Colossal Smasher to Plush. Does have overpower. Disarm for disarm. Plush has himself Deathmark? You can Deathmark while you disarm now? Don't you need daggers for that? Or am I wrong? I guess I'm wrong. Parry up for Kragar. Plus trying to see if he can wail out of here. He does have a vanish. He's going to go for the vanish here. And Kragar charging with a blind to follow. It does not go for the trinket. He's going to let the road catcher reset. But eyes are available for either side. So if he's careful, does leap in, Warbreaker, everything is available. Spear down, cheap shot by Plunge, just trying to see if he can buy himself some time, but not cool. Oh, that was so satisfying. Just speared him with the demolish. He has nowhere to go. That was so good. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get this system on. We're going. Plush, Krager, let me know when you boys are ready.